Hi guys, I'm back with another video, and as you can tell from the title, I'm pregnant. Yay! So I'm so excited to finally get back and record videos, but as you can probably tell, or as you know, I have a good reason for not being able to record videos as much as I was. My first trimester was a lot, so we're gonna talk about that. So let's jump right into it. Alrighty, so I am currently 18 weeks pregnant, so I'm no longer in my first trimester. And I'll let you guys know why it took so long for me to, number one, record a video, and just number two, talk about my pregnancy. So first things first, I found out I was pregnant very early on. I was 4 weeks pregnant when I found out and took a test. So I just remember being at work, driving in my car and saying, hey, my chest hurts. It feels funny. And I'm like, I wonder if I'm pregnant. And me and my husband have been married for a year now. Then it had been, in February, it was like 8 months or so. So I'm like, oh, could we be pregnant already? Like, that's really soon. So, and we've been together 7 years, and I've never, I haven't been pregnant. So I'm kind of like, okay. So I stop at the grocery store and I get a test. And I remember just going about my normal day. I get home late that night and I say, hey, let me go ahead on and just take this test. I take the test and I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant, literally. And I remember not telling my husband at first. I'm like, oh, that test could be wrong. So I said, I'll take another test in the morning. So I went to sleep that night. I could barely sleep. I'm like, oh my God, there's probably a baby in there. And I woke up the next morning and I took another test. I'm taking the first response test, by the way. And it says, I'm pregnant. There are 2 lines. So I immediately, my husband was off that day. I immediately come out the bathroom and say, I'm pregnant. Like, he looks at me and I said, I'm pregnant. He's like, in a daze, like, you're pregnant? I'm like, I'm pregnant. And I could tell, like, he's going, like, his mind is like racing, but he hugs me and it's like, okay, so are you sure you're pregnant? I'm like, I've taken 2 tests. So anywho, I do still have one of the tests that I took. Is that creepy? I hope not. But I want to show you guys because I'm so excited. So this is the test, the second test I took that had the 2 lines on it that I ended up showing my husband and telling him that I was pregnant. So he saw the test. He's like, okay, don't you have to go to the doctor? Like, what are we going to do? So we went to the doctor and they confirmed I'm definitely pregnant. But based on, the calculation of things, I've told them I'm only like 5 weeks pregnant. So we go to the doctor, they confirm I'm pregnant, and they want to take a ultrasound. So I'm like, okay, cool, sounds good. I go to get the ultrasound and they don't see a baby. There's no baby there. I'm like freaking out. They're like, we don't see anything. It could be too early, but we don't see anything. We don't think you're pregnant. Okay. Cool. Fine. Alrighty. So then my doctor has me take a blood test, and to kind of measure my, pregnancy hormone level. And the blood test says she's definitely pregnant. They see that my hormone level is going up. My pregnancy hormone level is going up. So she says, you're definitely pregnant. So we're going to do another sonogram and ultrasound in a couple weeks. So as you can imagine, now I'm like about 8 weeks pregnant by my calculation. And I'm like, oh my God, they're saying I'm pregnant, but I don't know. The ultrasound is saying there's no baby in there. So I'm kind of like, am I pregnant? Am I not pregnant? Like, what is it? So finally, I go back for another appointment and take ultrasound, and guess what? There is a little baby in there. And they tell me I'm 9 weeks pregnant, and I was excited. My husband's there. He's excited. So it's kind of like, whew. So we are really pregnant. These are real things that you're feeling. You're not just making it up in your brain. and you're gonna have a baby. So mind you, then like as it all settles in, it's like, oh my God, we're gonna have a baby. And we're kind of like not ready yet. Like this wasn't the plan. We're gonna wait a couple years. We both have children. I have a son and he has a son, and they are both the same age. They're both 11, so neither one of us has had a child in a very long time. But I did know I wanted to have another child before I turned 30. I'm 27 now, so I just didn't think it would be right now. So we're kind of like, okay, how are we going to get our lives ready for a baby? So then comes the stress. Oh my God, you're really pregnant. What are we going to do? How are we going to change the house around? Are we still going to move? Like, what are we doing? So that definitely took a toll on, I think, me and just stress. So that just kind of made my first trimester symptoms even worse. Like I will say that, just stressing. So if you are pregnant or thinking about getting pregnant, stress is not something you want, especially during your first trimester. So this leads me to the next first trimester situation. Actually, in the bed one night. It was a Thursday night. I remember it so vividly. And we all know during your first trimester, of course, you have a heightened risk for miscarriage. So literally in the bed, I feel like I'm sweating. Like my legs are hot, things like that. I feel like I'm sweating. I have to use the bathroom, so I'm getting up to go to the bathroom. Lo and behold, I go to the bathroom, I use it, and I wipe, and there's blood. And I look down, there's blood everywhere. Like, I'm bleeding. And I freak out. I run out, I tell my husband, and literally, I think 2 minutes, we're in the car on the way to the hospital. And in my mind, I'm just like, oh my God, like, I'm miscarrying. Like, I'm literally right now, I'm losing the baby. And we get to the hospital. I tell them what's happening. You know, they check me in and everything. But the first thing they asked me is, are you experiencing any pain? And I said, no, I'm not in any pain at all. Like, I wasn't in any pain. But I was bleeding. I'm bleeding heavy. Like, I feel like I'm having a period. But I don't have any cramps or any pain or anything. So they go through, you know, they do a sonogram, they do everything, but they don't tell me anything. Like, we're in the hospital for hours waiting. Mind you, this is overnight too, so we're there. No one's telling you anything. They ask you to keep peeing and to see if you're still bleeding. The bleeding did stop, but of course me and my husband are still freaking out. Really wanting to know, is there still a baby in there? Like, what is happening, people? And, you know, finally, long story short, after a 9-hour stint in the hospital, they finally come to the conclusion that the baby is fine. The baby is still there. Everything is good. And I'm just like, oh my God. They're going to give me a heart attack. I'm just like, oh my God. So in that very, very moment, at 10 weeks pregnant, well, really, like, I think I was like 11 weeks pregnant, I said, you know, maybe this was a sign from God or something. I don't know, but I need to calm myself and not stress. And honestly, everything will work out. We have more than enough room for a baby. We have more than everything for a baby. We are freaking out. And as long as we have love for a baby, that's all that matters. And the stress is doing nothing but hurting my body, because the doctors really couldn't explain. You know, the doctors at the hospital, when I went to my doctor, they couldn't really explain why I was bleeding. They said, oh, it could be this, or it could be the implementation and all of that, or whatever. But we you know, we really don't know why you started bleeding like that. So that to me was just like, okay, it scared me half to death. And after that, I'm just like, I'm going to try my best to relax and enjoy my pregnancy and be as happy as I was the very first minute that I found out I was pregnant. So that was pretty much my first trimester and why I did not record. I was just all over the place. Besides my first trimester symptoms of not having an appetite at all, losing weight, just not feeling like myself, I was also stressed and dealing with the fact of, you know, just getting through it. So now I'm in my second trimester and I'm feeling much more like myself. But that is all. I know we're kind of getting down there as far as time, but I hope you enjoy this chit chat, and I'm excited to share more pregnancy videos with you guys, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye.